First opened in 1999. There's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Good. 180! Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this.
A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Hey, watch the ball. Watch the ball. Mike, 55. Right there.
Here's Mayfield. Got his man. It's Williams. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
55 is mine, guys. 55.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive. Couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Throwing, Mayfield steps away. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now Dustin Colquitt, the all-time punting leader for the Chiefs, on to kick for Pittsburgh. Ray McLeod deep for Pittsburgh. Fair catch called for and taken just inside the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Wait, 10. Play, 20.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the 1st round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to kickstart their running game.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. Into the secondary, past the 40, and all the way up to the 45-yard line.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Hey, Alabama.
Complete. It's Johnson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
One thing we do know, He's going to get his catches, so as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Brady. It's complete to Watt. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
Touchdown! Deontay Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
180. Stop your whining. Check 93.
Mayfield to throw it. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A nice throw there by Mayfield. A guy who really reemerged as the season and later the playoffs went on last year. What are defenses trying to do against him?
Well, the first thing defenses want to do is use his emotion against him because he's such a passionate player that sometimes he comes up really hyped up and the ball might sail a little bit early. But as the game settles in, the next part is make sure you chip away at his timing, put the pressure on him so maybe his feet don't get quite set, and then he's not able to be as accurate as he normally is.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Extra point now by Boswell. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Steelers 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And fresh off the pick 6. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Taco Charlton just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Browns on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Mayfield now. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Now he'll throw with Brady. He'll check this down to McFarland. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
That's a nice job defensively to make sure everyone was accounted for, because ordinarily you pick up the guys downfield and sometimes you forget about the running back. In this case, they did not and dropped him for no gain.
The quick slant caught. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. The game clock sitting at 2:02, so they'll get 1 play before the 2-minute warning. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Mayfield on 1st down. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Mayfield looks to throw. And And he wisely will throw that one away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Flushed out right. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hey, alert!
They'll try and throw for it here. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And this will be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Into the secondary past the 40. And Mayfield will have a first down as he's able to slide to avoid the contact there at the end of the play. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On 2nd and 10, Mayfield. He's airing it out for Williams. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And the Steelers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. The final shot before half for Brady. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we are at halftime here on Halloween, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang at Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Harris. Fighting through, and he's got space. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one. And this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Second down, here's Chubb again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Hey. Rush in. Run. Rush in.
Mayfield on play action. And this is going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got just pin their ears back and get after him now.
On first down, Chubb able to get forward for about 4 as he's taken down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They go with Chubb on second down, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
To throw, Mayfield. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From the gun, Mayfield. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Play fake, Mayfield. Going out wide, finds Chubb. He won't find a ton of space following the display of power as he's down just inside the 45. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
55's mine, guys. 55.
Now Mayfield.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushed...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. T.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just given him a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
McFarland once more. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. There's Johnson with a reception. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Mike, 4. Pick me up. Here we go. Watch tight end. Tight right.
On first down, McFarland. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, They want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On second down, McFarland. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that plus 3.
On second down, McFarland. And they'll get him down right around the 16. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This a 33-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Browns drive about to get started. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Throwing, Mayfield. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it. I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run. Boy, they were successful.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw taken in by Landry. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. They go play action. Mayfield. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. 3rd and short yardage, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Steelers, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Browns, the struggles intensify as they drop